guess call to order the Paintsville Historical Association third scheduled meeting for Monday, January 21st, 2019. 4 o'clock.
All right, Jared Andy.
Here.
Kay Hall. Connie Bates. Adam Briggs. Here. Henry Dixon.
Here.
Chase Cobb. Here. Mike Short.
Done. I guess nomination vice chairman for Paintsville Historical Association.
Kay Hall told me that if nobody wanted to jump and volunteer, she would do it, but she couldn't be here for that one, but she would do it if nobody else wanted to. So I'm just throwing it out like I told her.
I'm making that motion to elect Kay Hall as vice chairman for Paintsville Lake Historical Association.
Second.
All in favor of Kay Hall, then? All opposed? It's Kay Hall. Okay. Next, the approval of minutes of the special call meeting for November the 29th, 2018.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the special call meeting of November the 29th, 2018.
I'll second that.
All in favor of approval of the minutes?
Aye.
Approve that.
I'll never get through this.
Approval of financial reports and pay the bills for December 2018.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports and payment of bills for December 2018.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's that one. Okay, new business. Agreement with the Corps of Engineers.
So it's that time again. We've got a 5-year lease that Jonathan has already looked over with the Corps of Engineers. Just a few things changed. It's actually more beneficial for us. It's to help us. But we actually met last month with the Corps of Engineers, the lady in Huntington. She actually came down because she had heard some scuffle and buffle. But we're all on the same page. We're all actually working together. And they're actually going to try to help us and see what they can do to help us with the farm. We've got a couple of roofs that's leaking, on the Corps buildings that belong to them. We've already submitted that up the chain, and she's actually going to try to attend a few meetings a year and have a better presence with the Corps working with us. She actually brags on the home place and says it's a golden gem that nobody else in the Huntington district has, and they really like that place and love what we're doing with it. So we just need a motion for Gary as chairman of Paintsville Lake to sign the agreement again for a 5-year term.
I'll second.
All in favor? All opposed?
update on my own place. Okay, all the equipment out there has been serviced and up and running. Everything was in poor condition, proper maintenance hadn't been done, nothing started, nothing ran, but all that's been took care of. We're ready for the new season. There's several projects that we're working on to get us up and going before April 1st. We're working on some benches for the wedding spot on the farm and also for the patio area that's behind the reception hall. We're working on scheduling more events at the amphitheater. We've got a couple of churches that's already reached out to us, want to do a show. There's a couple other people wanting to do shows out there at the amphitheater. We're going to host our annual Easter egg hunt again. That'll be on April the 6th with some other activities that day. We're going to be showing Peter Rabbit, the movie, in the reception hall. We've reached out to some of the churches to see if the youth group would do like a little play or skit at the theater about Easter. Of course, Easter egg hunt will mark off the different areas for the different age group of kids. We're working on a new arbor for the weddings out on the farm. We're getting the roofs and stuff fixed on the buildings, getting those back up to par. Dressing rooms, we want to renovate those a little bit, hang some mirrors up, do a few little cosmetic things to make those more useful for our weddings. We're working on our concession trailer. The roof, skylights are dry rotted and are out. And it's actually been destroying the floor, so we covered up with a tarp. We're going to get that fixed up so that we can use that for events out there. General cleanup on the farm. We worked pretty much the whole month of December after the Christmas stuff was down, trying to just clean up, spruce up some. And we've been trying to clean up upstairs as well, making room for some new stuff. And then we're working on a technology integrated postcard and some banners with interactive capabilities for the farm. So one of the things that some of the people had said about the farm was they'd like to have a physical something to take with them. So we're working on a postcard so that they can take their phone and scan it like a QR code, and it'll tell about each facility out on the farm. We'll still do the tour like we always have, but that way if they get home, they want to hear more about it, it'll be able to link to like maybe a little YouTube video, tell about, have somebody dressed in costume at the school, or the church or the cabin. So that's kind of in a nutshell what we've been doing the past month on the farm. Any questions about the farm? That's my thing.
Any more comments from the commissioners?
I just got a question about, this rental storage, is that restaurant equipment? When are we gonna surplus that and get rid of that?
In process right now. Shouldn't have to pay in February.
Good deal.
Anything else?
What about the storage building?
Do what?
The storage building? What's the plan for the storage building?
That's what she's
Oh,
doing.
so, yeah, okay. Did they get the leaks fixed in the church?
I'm still waiting on permission from the Corps of Engineers.
When did they get them
Yes,
finished?
technically the church doesn't belong to us, it belongs to the Corps of Engineers. But I took pictures and submitted all the way up.
Hopefully they'll take care of the repairs.
So that was one of the things that she said when she came out and made it. Was that they wanted to help kind of preserve their stuff. That in the past they've not really, they've had somebody dedicated, but I guess that department per se in the Corps has kind of dissolved. So she's going to try to help us.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Call order the Paintsville Tourism Commission, regular scheduled meeting for Monday, January the 21st, 2019, 4:10 p.m. Roll call.
Jerry Dean.
Here.
Kelly Hall. Connie Banks,
Here.
Adam Priest. Here. Henry Dixon,
Here.
Chase Cottle. Here. Mike Short.
Like the first item, nomination of vice chair for the Paintsville Tourism Commission.
Kay Hall.
Is that a first? All right.
I'll second.
All in favor of Kay Hall for the vice chairman of the Paintsville Tourism Commission? Opposed? Approval of minutes of special call meeting for November 29th, 2018.
When they return back to open session, it said motion made by me, and I left early, so I wasn't there for this part of the meeting. We came back to executive session.
I'll make a motion that we approve minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor? Approve the minutes for the special call meeting, say aye.
Change some, right?
Yeah, the changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he'd take care of it.
All in favor of the minutes, November 29th meeting? Okay, all opposed? Approved. Next one's the approval of minutes of special call meeting for December 18th, 2018.
motion to approve the December 18th special call meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor? All opposed?
Oh.
Okay. Next one's approve of financial reports and payments of bills for December 2018.
I'll make a motion to approve. Financial report for 2018. December.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is Country Music Highway Museum, approve of financial reports and payment of bills for December 2018.
Make a motion to pay approval of financial reports and payment of bills for December 2018 for Country Music Highway Museum.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, old business, then no business, no old business. New business. Audit report by Jim Brown.
Well, of course, you all know that I presented the city's audit to the council last Monday night. You all are a component unit of the city of Paintsville, so your financials are a part of the city's audit. So you all know that the city had a clean report that I presented last week, gave an unqualified opinion that financial presented fairly, the financial position of the city, which also included tourism. So I spent several days here back in December auditing the financials and books of the tourism. So I will go over, I just made a copy of a couple pages out of the audit, the financials. I'll give y'all that to look at. Pass those down. Give Jonathan that one. I'm gonna sit down. Anyway, like I said, the only finding that I always have in the audit report for the city of Paintsville is that, there's a lack of segregation of duties. For such a small city, reading for tourism, you don't have the director at the time, the finance officer with a bookkeeper and so forth. So they're doing multiple duties and so forth. So that's common finding. It's going to be in all small city audits and so forth. But that's the only thing I had reported on when I met with the council last week. So just briefly, just going over the numbers for the Paintsville Tourism for the year ending June 30, 2018. I'm going to go over on that page, it says page 48, but this is your budgetary comparison schedule. We'll just kind of go over the revenues here. Total revenues last year were $872,115. Of course, restaurant tax is the majority of that. That's $717,684. The motel tax, $57,799. You had your country music museum, gift shops, rentals, ticket sales, and so forth. That was $56,402. $401 of interest on your CD, and then miscellaneous other revenues were $39,829. Now your revenues were up a little bit from the prior year. Prior year they were $866,929 in total. So your revenues were up about $6,000, $5,000 this past year. Expenditures, your total expenditures were $601,069. You can see there salaries and wages and your payroll tax expense, employee benefits. That's the largest expense that you have. The salaries and wages being almost $171,000. You can see you had an excess of revenues over expenditures of $271,046 this past year. Last year, you had an excess of revenues over expenditures of only $135,000. Reason for the increase this past year was donations, which are your contributions to other programs and so forth that ask for donations. They were down this past year. They were $76,000 prior year. They went down about $34,000 this year. Your advertising and promotional costs, they were down from $104,000 prior year down to about $68,000 this past year. And capital outlays were down this past year. Your equipment purchases and so forth, they were $86,000 the prior year, they were $13,000 this past year. I think the biggest thing was all the training, and there were some few other items, but $13,000 wasn't a whole lot purchased as far as fixed assets. You look on the next page, you can see that you transferred $283,170 to the city of Paintsville's general fund. And that gives you a decrease in total of your fund balance of $12,124 for this past year. Bring your beginning fund balance from $188,958 to $176,834. So, and then on the sheet, very first page here, it says page 5. You can see your assets. Now this is governmental fund balance sheet here, so this doesn't show your property and equipment or your long-term liabilities, but your long-term liabilities you have is on the Stafford House and the remaining amount on the 6th cinema, that loan there. Those are actually on the government-wide statements, but they're merged in with the city as a total over on another balance sheet here on the city's financials. But you can see your total current assets are $181,000. They were $193,000 last year, but that's because of the decrease in the fund balance of $12,000 that I just mentioned. The liabilities, you just got a couple $1,000 in accounts payable, accrued vacation. So you have $5,000 in current liabilities, and there you can see your fund balance of $176,834. After reviewing, doing all my, I compared the deposits. Everything came out fine from what was deposited by the city for the tourism. I matched those up to make sure that you were receiving what they said they deposited, which you did. I also did disbursement testing on on a sampling of invoices and so forth, and I had no issues that were brought up during the audit of any expenses or so forth like that. So all in all, I think the tourism is still in good it's in good financial condition right now. And I don't see any problems with it. And like I said, you're a component unit of the city, so it's part of this audit of the city as a whole. So Josh, if you need a copy of this, and I didn't bring you a copy today, but I will get you a copy because I'm still getting the final, everything done for Kim up at City Hall. And this was a single light this year on the city, for the city, because they spent more than $750,000 in federal money this year. So there's a few things I gotta get finished, and we gotta send the reports off to the federal audit clearinghouse and so forth like that. But once that's completed, I need to talk to Tim tomorrow. If you need a copy of it, I'll get you a copy.
Great.
Other than that, I don't have anything. If you have any questions. So, if not, I appreciate it, and I'll be back next year.
Thank you.
God will.
All right, so in your packet, you'll see, I've done a job description. We're getting to the point of the year, April will be here before we know it. And we need to hire a few part-timers to help us with the Mountain Home Place, and then also up here at the Country Music Highway Museum. I put together this job description. It kind of gives us the flexibility to where everybody can kind of be cross-trained per se. If we need them to work at the Mountain Home Place, they can do that. If we need them to work at the museum, if we need them to fill in one night at the SIP, work an event, it kind of gives us more flexibility than having them tied down to one particular venue. So, please look over it, make sure I didn't make no big boo-boos. If it looks all right, we'll need a motion and a second to approve and adopt it, so.
I'll make a motion for the.
I'll second. All in favor? Opposed?
All right, next, tourism office. This tourism office is no longer being utilized. Technically, this building actually belongs to the city of Paintsville. And I have actually talked with the city of Paintsville, and they are willing to take this building back, which will, number one, help them, number two, it will help us, because right now we're paying utilities on a building that nobody's utilizing. I mean, at one time, this building was awesome. But I feel like we've reached kind of a cross path to where it's time to let it go. And I think it will be beneficial all around, because we're still going to have the museum up here as well. It's not like we're losing presence right off 23. But I think it's time to cross
spots.
You say we'll save on expenditures to be elsewhere other than here.
I mean, right now, it's kind of a double dip. When I first started here, what I noticed was happening is people would come in here and they get information and use the restroom, and then they walk across the parking lot, and then they get kind of bombarded with the same information. So rather than having two stops, now the museum kind of serves as a one-stop shop. They can use the restroom, they can get their information, plus it gives them an opportunity to tour the museum.
Museums where you want them to go anyway, especially tourists. If someone needed us, we could be anywhere in town. We don't necessarily need to be right on the highway.
Well, and we have, Laura and Olga right now, they do an awesome job, with anybody that comes in the front door up there. Showcase the museum and that type of stuff. And our rentals are picking up, which is another good thing at the museum. That's something that's kind of been down for the past year or so. But I feel like they do a pretty good job at, keeping everybody involved. I ordered new road maps. We've got all the newest maps up there. Perfect, so.
What's exact, I mean, you say 25%, give me dollar figure. I don't have anything to say, so. I mean, what's 25% of?
We're very right between about 17 and 19,000 dollars a year on this bill.
That's how much. That's good.
What would we actually use it for?
This bill, currently right now, storage.
But I mean, before, was it ever used for really any purpose?
When I first started, this is where I was. There's two offices up front. Lynette was in one and I was in the other.
But does that mean it can't be in the museum?
Currently, that's where the office space is that I'm using as in the museum. Right. So,
So where would we go downtown?
well, if it's something that we're able to do, there's quite a few buildings vacant, but one in particular is right beside of Lynette and Laurel, which is a good space. The biggest thing is it would put us more downtown. We have a better community presence. We, believe it or not, almost every week there's somebody from out of state that's downtown in those antique stores. And I was in training last week at League Cities, and away from here, the heart of the community is downtown. It's the mom and pop businesses, and we're fortunate enough, we've got antique stores, boutique clothing, you've got a coffee shop, you've got Giovanni's, you've got within a 3-block radius, you've got just about the heart of the town. We're doing a lot more events downtown now, which is good. Everybody brags about the community presence that we've got. I feel like with the festivals and stuff, I feel like that if we move downtown, it would be able to better serve our community.
If we did move downtown, we all know on Main Street there's a parking issue. Would the city put signs up specifically for, visitors?
I've already thrown the idea with the mayor. He's even willing to block off a spot for even a tour bus.
I mean, I know down on that block, it's a little less than up there on the City Hall block, but it's still,
Right.
parking can be sometimes an issue. If you're a tourist, there's no place to park, you're gonna keep on going.
We would actually have some dedicated space. So,
It's a good idea. If you're trying to focus on the events downtown, say,
And if we get that location that you're talking about, that wouldn't be far from the big parking lot either. So.
Right.
city parking lot, also that puts us really close to the SIP. That's walking distance to the SIP, Stafford House, Mayo Mansion, Mayo Church. They actually do a walking tour, and I'd actually eventually like to see it to where we could give tours as well.
Would there be somebody in the office during the day, downtown all the time,
Yes.
Monday through Friday?
Yes, Monday through Friday.
What depends on Saturday?
Probably during travel season, we would do the weekend. At winter time, there's no need, but yeah, definitely during the peak season, like April through October. Especially with that lake in the first weekend in October.
I see no reason not to.
Say it's 2019, downtown's back, and we need to be there. We'll still be here with the museum, so.
Why don't y'all just, First National Bank building?
I told you I'd swap you that for the Stafford House. All joking aside, the museum's doing really good right now. I've actually been getting some quotes. There is Have you been at the mall and seen these new digital signs that's in the storefronts? It's like just like a big iPad per se.
Touch screen, swiping, yeah.
I've been trying to get some quotes to get something new. The museum's not really changed a whole lot in several years. So I've been trying to figure out something that wouldn't be very expensive that we could put in the museum to be a draw to where we could attract maybe our returning people, because if you come once and you take a picture, you're generally probably not going to come back. But if we can do a few little tweaks and do a few new things and market it, I feel like we could get some new tourists in. And we have so much to offer in Johnson County. I actually met last week Regina over there with her and our new county judge, Mark McKenzie, and we had a very good hour-and-a-half meeting and talking about just what we have to offer. So I don't think. Well, first I need a motion to give this building that's in the city's name back to the city.
What quick question on that? Yeah, any idea what they're anticipating on using?
Well, I know what rumor is.
Oh,
Rumor is 911.
oh, okay.
So,
Where is 911?
Old City Hall.
Old City Hall building.
Oh, really? Oh. I would enjoy that.
So,
And then if anyone stops here, they can direct them onto the museum.
And the good thing is the museum will be, the employees won't be by themselves per se, there'll be always somebody here in this office if
Right.
there's an issue.
Right.
right, there'll be somebody here 24/7.
Yeah.
When you said giving this
But
building
the
back
rate
to the
for
city,
two,
it's
it's not.
currently,
It's in the city's name.
We never did really own this building.
We don't own this building.
Okay.
It's only used, they allow us to use the basement.
okay. And, but it still costs us more than if we were in that place. That's right. Yeah, make a motion.
I second.
All in favor? All opposed?
All right, now move the office.
I make a motion to accept the new location of the tourism office.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
My update.
What about the furnishings and things? Is there going to be furnishings needed in the
We have, I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough here. I think we did.
So does this belong to,
That's. All right. Laura actually attended the EKB Bridal Show for us, which was the first Sunday in January to promote us as a wedding destination. She got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people wanted to come and do a wedding at the farm. And we actually had some that wanted to do a wedding at the museum, so that was good. She had really good positive feedback. And since then, I think she's already booked 3 weddings. We are registered for a couple more bridal shows. One is in Grayson, and the other one is, I think, Ashland, if I remember right. She's really good at that. She's done an awesome job with those bridal shows. Coming up, I'll be attending the Heartland Travel Showcase. It's in Detroit. That's at the end of February. I'll have 75 appointments to meet with the tour operators to get the tour buses here. I'm already registered and good to go for that. I've made my appointments. I'm just waiting on confirmation. Like I said, I met with the new county judge in Virginia last week. Jerry actually went with me to discuss different ways maybe the county can help us and promote tourism and try to help us out in the county some with some of the like Jenny Grave and the Bridget River and things like that. I attended the KLC training last week in Lexington. By next meeting, I'll have to go off some updated handouts on some of the new laws of the land. We have a princess party scheduled at the museum, which has been very successful. We actually set a limit of 50 tickets to allow the space for mom and dads and the stations we have set up, and I'm happy to say we've reached capacity. So we will more than likely do another princess show for the little girls since it was so successful. And tentatively in March, we're going to do, for the boys, we'll do something like a superhero night for the little boys. The dates have been set for the night market downtown for the market 606. The first one will be April 6th. working on the following projects. I'm checking on prices to get a kiosk for the museum. Checking on getting ceiling fans installed in the great room to kind of help pull the heat down, to try to help on our electric bill. And then we got us a new point of sale system to better serve our customers at the museum, because the one we had, nothing was communicating with each other anymore. You couldn't really take a credit card, so it's getting really frustrating for the girls to take payment. You'd have to unplug and plug the credit card machine like 3 times, so we're good to go now. We can accept payment. In a nutshell, that's what we've been doing the past month. Any questions for me?
You got a group coming in Friday?
Oh, I do. I have a tour group coming on Friday of about 25 people. This is the fam tour that we do about every 2 or 3 years. They're from all over the United States. They're going, and I will get on the bus with them at the lodge in Prestonsburg Friday morning, and we will have them all the way through lunch. We're going to take them to Butcher Holler. We're going to take them to the Baylor Museum. We're going to the farm. We'll do a drive-through tour. Since the weather's probably going to be nasty. Then we'll bring them back to the museum, we'll get a tour of the museum, and we're going to feed them lunch. And then they're going to go back and tell everybody what a great time they had. So, I do know that, I don't remember if I said at the last meeting, we have a tour group that's already scheduled to come Apple Day weekend too. Sunshine tour, so that's good.
With the kids from the schools, did they come to the barn?
They have in the past. That's something that Laura's actually working on, is doing a packet. She actually knows what you have to do to meet what criteria. She's actually volunteered to do a demonstration in the schoolhouse, to do like a little lesson for the kids. So actually, probably about March, she's going to take some stuff to all the different schools, and she read off exactly who goes to at what school to promote the farm, to meet the criteria for the school so that they can take a field trip. And then in exchange, what I told her we could do, if the kids would kind of take tours, we could give them a train ride around the parking lot, or we have an icy machine, we give them a little icy probably there, just something, a little trick for the kids for having on the trip. So that is in the works. Anything else?
Another executive session. Any more commissioners' comments?
Well, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Favor?
Opposed?